Now it's time to discover a new type of content, the carousel. A carousel is a horizontal list of cards that can be used to display different content which the user can browse. Each card of the carousel can contain an image that will take the most out of the space, a title, a description, and up to 3 buttons. Why should we use a carousel? Well, for example, if we want to represent a choice menu which contains several products to interact with. So in this behavior, we are going to create a menu of panettoni, which are like Christmas cakes here in Italy. We already have our start interaction saying, please take a look at our panettoni. So we simply add a new action, going to Cards tab, then Carousel template. We are now in front of this big image with the icon inside. So what's happened? Well, Xenioo gives us immediately the chance to work with the properties of this carousel. For example, we can choose the images ratio. I set square in this case. Xenioo has already created for me the first card. If I click here, I can compress it. So let's create our first panettone. We call it Panettone 1 within its title. Then we have the description, so we can write description Panettone 1. These are Facebook Messenger properties that we are not interested in now. Here we can finally select the image for our card. We can upload it from an external URL, or we can upload it directly into our Xenioo account from our computer. So let's upload it now, choosing this, for example, this panettone. Voila, uploaded. Let's see the result of that first. I save and launch the preview to see the result. This is our draft carousel. There is an image, a title and a subtitle. As you can see, there is only one element, just one card. The great thing is that we can create more than one. In addition to that, I would add a nice button. So let's choose a URL type button, for example, if you want to look on the side, on the website, this panettone. So we type our website www.panettoni.it. Okay, so that's one button. We can put another one that can be of the call type, for example, or that allows the flow to continue according to our logics. So I would use in this case a postback button and name it read ingredients. So it will go to an interaction that we're going to create immediately on the fly. And here it is. We call it Panettone ingredients 1, and it will contain the ingredients like flour, chocolate, peach, you know. We said we can have more cards, right? So let's go with the second one right now. I can compress the first one, then click on Add Carousel Card Container. So this will be the title Panettone 2 with its subtitle. Let's go again to load the image. I upload the image and let's add buttons like we did before. We save, then click on preview, and you see that the result is different now because we have our Panettone 1 with its buttons. The first one goes to the site www.panettoni.it, and the second one let us read the ingredients. If I click here, this arrow allows me to scroll through the carousel in our menu, so I can go to the second card and so on. That's okay. Now we know how to get our carousel by creating its cards and choosing its contents. But what if we don't know the contents? Sometimes our data come from external sources, like a CRM for example, so we don't know them already. This is where the dynamic carousel comes in. So what is a dynamic carousel? Let's take a quick look at a preview of this right now. Moving the start interaction, saving and preview. Here it is. As you can see, I got an image of a panettone, again with its title, subtitle, and the buy now button as the go to site buttons. All of these, as you can see, was created by some code in this script which generates the dynamic carousel. So let's recap. We have two types of carousels, static and dynamic. When we design the cards and the content inside the Flow Designer, we are working on static carousel. When we receive data from one or more variables, however, we have to work with dynamic carousels.